Guys, you're gonna get a little special type of video today. I have to set the record straight on this whole AI bubble nonsense because there's so much to unpack here that I just had to make a standalone video that I'm just gonna sit here and absolutely freestyle for you guys. We are being lied to on a level that is absolutely disgusting, and I have the numbers to prove it. Now, who am I? If you haven't seen this channel, my name's Kev. I've been running different AI businesses for the past couple of years. It has absolutely changed my life, and I found a couple of industries that are being absolutely disrupted by new AI agencies, new AI startups, and the fact that we are able to build such powerful software with AI is just proof of what I'm talking about. But in this video, guys, I need to just rant to you because this AI bubble lie is the biggest lie I have ever seen, potentially this entire decade. So the first thing that we have to talk about here, guys, is the big tech companies that are actually utilizing AI. NVIDIA, ChatGPT, OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini. All of these businesses are absolutely skyrocketing. And it's not just because their revenue is increasing, but their retention and their costs are lowering. I'm gonna pop up a quick visual of the retention curve of OpenAI. This has never been seen before. Essentially, every single person that has used ChatGPT hasn't left. Meaning, it's stronger than the internet. It's stronger than anything we've ever seen. And so the funny part about all of this is that we're in the middle of the business cycle. And in this business cycle, all of the money is getting printed. Interest rates are getting cut. People are putting money into research and development. And so you're seeing Oracle pay NVIDIA, you're seeing NVIDIA pay OpenAI, and people are getting so caught up in that nonsense when in reality, they actually do need to leverage each other to continue to grow. That's the first point. The second point is that AI is so disruptive that governments have to get involved because it has become a national security risk. That's where Palantir comes in. So let's put all of that to the side because the most important thing that these tech companies are doing now is that they're lowering costs. And this is gonna parlay me into my next point, which is the bubble feels like a bubble only to the consumers of AI, because their only experience of AI is through ChatGPT. And so if I was using ChatGPT 3.5 and I moved to ChatGPT 5, it won't feel like that much of a difference because your interaction is very similar. But AI is disrupting everything. And so to continue on this point before we get into the rest of the video, I made a little post on LinkedIn about this because the AI bubble is genuinely a psyop, and I explained how the consumer interfaces with ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. But what's actually happening behind the scenes is way more powerful, right? Vibe coders are actually out here building million-dollar software. People that have never learned how to build any type of software project are now able to not just build, but launch and scale. So that's absolutely absurd, and it's actually happening. I mean, I'm proof of this. Now, the next thing is AI and payments, right? So AI is going to start conducting payments with each other on the blockchain. And we have so many videos coming out about this, but let's forget about that. LLMs, large language models, are being built in specific verticals. So let's talk about gene editing, protein synthesis, genetic augmentation. Like, you're able to actually play with physics like we're playing with words. It's just that the consumer hasn't felt that yet. But imagine one day you could just prompt to ChatGPT that says, make me a steak. That's what these companies are actually working towards in one specific vertical. But since the consumer can't taste it, the elites are going to try and brainwash you into thinking that there's some magical AI bubble just because the stock market is in a bubble, just because the currencies that govern our nations are a bubble. But AI itself, man, this train is going for another 10 years, minimum. So now I actually want to get into the real weeds of how I can tell that this AI bubble is complete bullshit. Because the companies that are being disrupted by AI technology are already feeling the pain. So let me hop back into the computer. Let me show you a couple of these stocks from the companies that I think are going to be absolutely disrupted. So the first company we want to talk about here, guys, is called Sprout Social. Now, Sprout Social is a direct competitor with my startup, Creator OS. And I was able to develop Creator OS using just AI. And now, what does that mean? Well, now anyone can technically compete with me. And so this company here is worth currently $600 million, but they're down 66% year to date. Why is that? Well, if you go into the weeds of this company, you'll be able to see that their employee count is 1,322 employees. They're being directly disrupted by me, one guy. And so for someone to then point at me and say, oh, we're in an AI bubble, I point back and I say, are you working for Sprout Social? Are you trying to convince the consumer world that they can't actually build all of this insane technology? Because we can. And so that's the first point, right? That's just Sprout Social was a direct competitor of mine. But let's get into a bigger company. Let's get into Duolingo. Duolingo is worth $12 billion. And in the past 6 months, they've dropped 45%. Once again, why is this so important? Well, this is the AI boom disrupting real companies. It's just that they can't talk about it because it exposes the reality of what's actually happening behind the scenes. People like us finally have the power. And that's what I want to leave you off with today. If this video inspired you, I'm thankful that it did, because this is just the freaking beginning. And your ability to fundamentally change your life and everyone's lives around you by going all in right now is the biggest no-brainer, okay? And I've built an academy to teach you everything that I've learned over the past few years. And so even if you don't believe what I'm saying, just go and do the research for yourself. Now let's look at an AI company, right? When they talk about a bubble. So let's go into Anthropic. Anthropic is a privately traded company currently, but they're sitting at a $240 billion estimated valuation. They only raised $800 million. That means that they're genuinely creating value that people are paying for. So we need to decouple, to end off this video, guys, we need to decouple the idea that the elites that are running this entire economy are lying to you. And they're lying to you in a way to make you believe that AI is the same as the stock market, the same as the economy. That is completely wrong. People are going to lose their jobs, companies are going to get disrupted, and that has nothing to do with this new technology. This new technology is where the best and newest companies will thrive. Have a good day.